you today. The table is set your way. Sit down and have your say. Bon appetit.
Welcome to the Potluck Webcast with Master Chef Warren L. Booker Jr.
Let's see.
Hello, people. This is Warren L. Booker Jr. Thank you so much. We have reached 100 subscribers. Actually, as of today, it's 149. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's keep it going. Good day, people. It's your boy, Warren L. Booker Jr. I ask you please disregard my voice or overlook my voice because it's not at its fullest. Hey, I make my living talking, so I have to protect it. And right now, it's not its best moment. However, it will not stop me from doing the potluck today. I missed the last 2 Thursdays due to me just enjoying myself, going to jazz on the lake in Palm, Arkansas, enjoying the sounds of Block, enjoying the sounds of Mickey Parrish, and it just sounds different in Palm Bluff versus Little Rock. And definitely I enjoyed that. So I won't apologize for that, but I will say just please forgive me, if that even makes sense. But with that being said, I want to give a shout out first to all of the teachers. Today is officially those that have a 9.5-month contract. Today was our last day. I said goodbye to my classroom. Bye-bye. See you later. See you all first. We don't even get 2 months anymore, but it's been real. It's been fun. And again, I'll see you August 1st. So shout out to all of the teachers. Go out, have fun, have a drink, pray, cry, do whatever you need to do. However you have fun, but make sure that you celebrate yourself and you celebrate the success of a great year. Now, I have a very special guest with me, but before we do that, in true potluck fashion, I'm going to share with you our appetizer, and it's this today. A dream written down with a date becomes a goal. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan. A plan backed by action becomes reality. And my sous chef for today has definitely done that. He had a dream, he had a plan, and he has definitely executed it. And we will be experiencing this on next Friday. I'm so excited. So without further ado, I bring to you my sous chef, Mr. Marcus Life Too Short Eubanks, who is an Emmy Award winning individual. He was the May 1st, 2003 Urban Arkansas Film Media and movie producer. He's received TV station awards from channels 4 and 16. He came up with the creator of the video of violence. I mean, he is a heavy hitter. He's right here at the potluck table with us. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Marcus Life Too Short Eubanks.
What's going on,
Welcome
guys?
to Mr. Eubanks.
Hey, down.
How are you doing today, sir?
Doing well. With this interview, I'm catching a breath because over the past 3 months, it has been a lot of groundwork, right? When you think about the military or what have you, not that I have served or what have you, but when you think about the military, you have your Air Force and you have your Navy, and most of the times they send rockets and planes to do their work. But those ground troops, those Marines and the Army servicemen, like those are the ones that are thought to be the toughest, because if they have to see hand-to-hand combat, that's what they'll do. And I have definitely been engaged in like some trench warfare, if you will, in putting all of this together, talking to sponsors and everything else. It's been hard, but it's been fun. And I'm just looking forward to seeing what the outcome turns out to be.
Okay, and I've learned that people don't read. I learned it in the classroom, just in life. So just in case they don't know what you're putting together, it is the Jubilee Film Festival, and there will be an award ceremony on next Friday, which is not January. I've been messing up with dates here lately. With June 16, 2023. And I hear Jubilee Film Festival. If you don't mind, please share with me what is your motivation or reason behind the name of Jubilee Film Festival.
Well, many people don't know this. Um, the film festival would have was about to be called the Juggernaut Film Festival. Um,
Mhm.
and at the last minute, I kind of had a thought, and I developed and created the logo. And Jubilee just kind of came to mind with the way the woman on the logo is kind of leaping to freedom.
Mhm.
And so we went with Jubilee, obviously talking about Black history, talking about Juneteenth, talking about freedom, talking about being released from some of those things that have, that held us down. Talking about what happened in Galveston, Texas, in 1865, which was 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was actually signed, and they were already free. They just didn't know it.
Didn't know.
So the name Jubilee basically comes from and pays homage to those slaves that found out that they were actually free now. Um, they say there was praise and jubilation, right?
Uh-huh.
So there you go, Jubilee Film Festival. But even the backstory, like I was saying, and I'm sure you'll probably ask a specific question, or you may not, but
Mhm.
Melody Yelder, um, her memory, if you will, is really the driving force that made this happen. Again, um, I don't know if any of you follow me on Facebook, but Melody Yelder was an attorney who just connected with me and became a friend of mine, a confidant, even if you will. And we kept in touch every month. And there was a month in particular, I think it was around August, that she had left me a message, and we used to play phone tag until we actually got a chance to actually speak.
Mhm.
And but this time, my phone call never got returned, and it wasn't until about 2 months later that her brother Corey Yelder put on Facebook that she had passed, and I was like, wow. And so, of course, I was left with the last voicemail message that she sent me, and um, she, our connection and how she counseled me, talked to me, coached me, is really what kind of got me out of a dark place. Um, Very angry about some stuff that had gone on,
Mhm.
and she just she kept reiterating, the Bible and Jesus and believing in yourself and in these things, and you know and after she passed, honestly, this was always going to happen, this film festival. But again, like I said, the name was going to be the Juggernaut Film Festival as opposed to Jubilee.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So, was it strategic by you having it during the Juneteenth celebration, or was that just kind of coincidence?
It was absolutely strategic.
Okay.
I actually approached the director of the Mosaic Templars Cultural Center, uh,
Okay.
Keonsha uh, Fletcher, better known
Mhm.
as Key by most.
Mhm.
I actually approached her about doing the film festival before last year's Juneteenth. In Well, let me back up. In 2011, not sorry, 2011, 2021.
Mhm.
Like I said, we were talking off camera. Um, that's when Resurgent TV actually went live with content. Knowing that Juneteenth was coming up, I contacted Mosaic Templars asking them, was there anything that I could do or stream or have any portion of what was going on at the Mosaic Templars then on my streaming channel. We had
Mhm.
one event that actually ended up on there. Um, And so the second year, 22 came around. I had moved into my office here in the Simmons building. I was at an event, doing an event for the Arkansas Minority Health Commission, and Key was there. And again, I approached her then about this film festival. But at that time, we were so close to the actual Juneteenth execution date, and they had made all of their announcements and all of those things. Um, she was just like, there's not really time to execute the planning for it this year,
Right.
but you can shoot and record the video. So last year, I covered the week's events for Mosaic Templars, and this year, I told her I was ready. And I shared a quote on my phone, a meme, or on Facebook, and it says, "Sooner or later, you'll realize God connected all the dots." And when I tell you, over this year that was kind of set back for the film festival, God continued to drop nuggets the entire year. Before the street festival last year, I connected with a friend of mine from college, and her family needed an intro video for her father for their family reunion. That turned into an intro video for one of the most powerful black farmland owners that I know of in this state. She owns over 1,100 acres of farmland and has owned it for 70 years.
Oh, wow.
And so that turned into more opportunities in Phillips County and the areas up there. But as all of this was playing out, the film festival, right? It's still a valid and viable thing that I'm thinking about, right? And so back to that quote. Calvin King has saved black farmland owners over $1 billion in teaching them how to retain their land, teaching them how to rotate their crops, and helping change legislation on a local level and a national level. He will be honored. Annie Pike, and both of them are doctors. Dr. Pike received her hooding, or had her hooding ceremony, and I created that intro video for people to kind of get more information about her. That will actually play at the film festival as well. But again, that quote said it all. In this year of a quote unquote reset, or not jumping the gun to try to do the film festival as a quick turn last year, God said, okay, I see what you're doing. Now let me show you how we're going to make this really special. And so talking to those folks, very impressed with them. So when this process started, I said, I got to honor them. I know they've been honored. I know they've been recognized in their own areas. But I know nobody, I won't say nobody, but as a whole, people in Little Rock know about the Little Rock Nine, right? Yes. They didn't know about Annie Pike like that. Right. But Annie Pike blazed the trail, was actually blazing a trail at the same time in Phillips County that was going on in Little Rock. People don't even know. Yeah. And not only that, so I'm sorry, go ahead.
And not to discount the contributions of like the Little Rock Nine or Martin Luther King or Rosa Parks, but we as Black people, we have to be careful on how people try to shape and mold our minds to tell us our stories and our history, because they will have you thinking that we're limited to just those few people when it's a whole lot bigger than just that. So I do thank you for spotlighting those individuals, those unsung heroes.
Right. It's like Hidden Figures, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when that movie came out, like nobody had been told about these black female astronauts. Like
Right.
who's talking about that? Why didn't we know about this from our school and history books and
Right.
but these things happen. Like one of the things that is so funny to me, they talk about Phillips County being the poorest county in the state of Arkansas. But then there's Annie Pike. But then there is Annie Pike. How she did it, um, at the time that she was doing it, in that county in Arkansas, it makes it even that much more remarkable, right? Because again, see, and these stories to me are linked. Calvin King and Dr. Pike, Dr. King and Dr. Pike, I'll say, because she was a farmer before Calvin King started to do his work, but then Calvin King's work came in and reinforced and helped grow what it was that she was doing. And I don't know how long this interview is, and like so far we've just talked about the honorees. But again, that's just one portion of the Jubilee Film Festival. There's so much more. There's a celebrity meet and greet and VIP. There are all of these different sponsors who have come in to contribute to.
We're gonna get there. I made it.
Okay.
All right. All right. So we talked about the name and motivation behind coming up with the name, so on and so forth. But my next question to you, because I'm a filmmaker, I'm an actor, I'm a producer, I'm a director.
Right.
Why do you feel that there is a need for a film festival in Arkansas? I know there are a few, but it's kind of few and far between. So what was your motivation, or why do you feel as if there's a need to even have a film festival in Arkansas?
Well, main point purpose for me, this is what I do. This is what I love. I'm a creative, right? At my core, I'm a creative. I do a lot of different things from graphic design and photography, but at the end of the day, I'm a creative, right? And
Gotcha.
one of the things that occurred, I didn't know how huge the film community is around Little Rock. Now, are some of the productions in need of a little guidance on the production side? Yes. But people are actually, because of the consumer cost of video equipment now, and then being able to do a lot of stuff on your phone,
Yeah.
people are actually out here creating. Some of the storylines need some help and whatever else, but they're creating. They're stepping out.
Yeah. That even happens in Hollywood.
Right.
Some movies into the theater, you're just like, what?
Right. But here's the thing though. That's where those things start. I was talking to a friend of mine, and Atlanta didn't get to be known as Atlanta until people from Atlanta start doing what people in Atlanta do, right? Same thing with New Orleans. Same thing with any city that you talk about. But the city of Little Rock, unfortunately, has been labeled and known for banging, right? What if we change that narrative? Like there's a growing level, a growing population of creatives from a younger age on up. And then when you deal and think about social media, like the video drives that, right? Video drives social media. And so you take those two things into consideration. And if people got just a little bit more serious about it, we can create a specific lane that really kind of gets us out of this banging in Little Rock thought.
Right.
So, and the weird thing, well, not weird, but I grew up during that banging era, right? Right here in Little Rock, right? um, gunshots and machine guns and all of those things right behind my house in the Sunset Terrace projects, right? Heard it all times of the night at any point in given time. Knew a lot of the guys who actually were involved in it, played football or went to junior high or high school with them. But like we can do something different, right?
Right, right.
If we get the motivation to actually push forward, like we can. We talked about me creating victory over violence.
Mhm.
And what that was actually supposed to be about and for, right, is for the people in the young people in the community to realize that somebody actually cared about them. It wasn't supposed to be a ratings driving initiative for the TV station to make money. That's what it turned
Mhm.
into. However, you know, once God releases something out of you and you give it for the community, you can't really control what it turns into. Something big enough, you really can't control what it turns into, and that's what happened with Victor over Violence. But you know, I believe that if we truly know each other's story,
Mhm.
we would have more empathy in helping people get to the next level where they are trying to get to. And I will say this film festival, with the support that it's gotten from sponsors and people, again, that I have had the privilege to interact with because I was at the TV station, because I have won the Emmy Award, because I have done quite a few things within my career. Didn't ever make a whole bunch of money, but um, my work has spoke a lot for me, a lot more than my money. I'll say it that way. So, but to look at the folks that have come in, to look at the people who bought the initial tickets to the film festival. I sold 5 VIP tickets within the first week of the
Wow.
ceremony even being announced. And
Wow.
nobody knew what it was going to be. Like, and because I've been crafting it the entire time behind the scenes, and nobody knew that, Amanda Hood would be on stage, and nobody knew, all of these other workings that were going on, and nobody knew about the the Black pioneers who are going to be honored. Nobody knew about those things. But
Gotcha.
just on the strength of me saying, "Hey, I'm going to do something," a
Gotcha.
couple people were like, "Yeah, I'm with you right now. It don't even matter. I already know you finna get down." So
Gotcha.
I had
And I
to get
think
out.
you're about to delve into some of the questions that I'm going to ask. So I'm going
Okay.
to interject now. But Cora Duncan said she's watching.
Oh, that's my
Okay.
mama.
So she said that she's watching. So with that being said, you mentioned I asked you the question about, why was there a need for a film festival in Arkansas? And I
Uh,
can say as a filmmaker, it's kind of new to me. I did my first film in 2017. And I'm coming from the stage. I like it because once it's done, and it just basically sells itself. It just does what it does. Versus
right.
the stage, you have to redo it, every night, and it's pretty much different every night or every time that you do it. But if I
Right.
was to put on film freeway, you definitely see more no's than you see yeses. That's my testimony.
Mhm.
And you will see like 3 no's from Arkansas. So I mean, and I was like, okay, Atlanta gets it. Florida gets it. It's like everyone was getting what I was producing besides my own hometown. So I
Right.
can give a shout out to the Fayetteville Film Festival. It was selected for their film festival the second go round. And then the Jubilee Film Festival. So as a filmmaker, being homegrown from Arkansas, I want to say thank you for the acceptance of the film, because sometimes you get rejection from your hometown and say, oh, that's just Warren. Oh, that's just Mark. He got his little film, and they discount it. Versus when I went to Atlanta, I mean, they came up with different perspectives that I had never thought of.
Right.
They knew who I was when I walked in. I'm like, I'm not even in Arkansas. I don't know nobody here. So I want to thank you for that, because sometimes your hometown or hometown people just don't get it. And that brings me to my next question. Are there only Arkansans works that are in the Jubilee Film Festival, or are they from all over, other city, states, international, so on and so forth?
We have films from, now we had a total of 8 submissions.
Mm-hmm.
It ended up whittling down to 6 because there was some issues with quality with one of them, and another young lady just withdrew hers because she wasn't ready really for it to be seen by the general public once I had the thought to put them on Resurgent TV to actually have people watching there. But we've had films from we have 2 films from Reno, Nevada. We have a film from Bentonville or Springdale. I think it's Fort Smith, a boxing film. We have yours. You're here in Little Rock. And we have another one from Pine Bluff. And then, truth be told, a documentary that I shot ended up being submitted. And so now that was never the plan, but the young lady that I did it for, she enjoyed it. She actually pushed it on some other streaming platforms, which is fine. But then when the film festival came to fruition, she was like, oh, I want to enter it. So, yeah, like we have submissions from all over. And I've been talking to, I've been talking to other film festivals about how to grow the notoriety of the Jubilee Film Festival. And, it's some good conversation. They've given me some really important things to kind of think about, and a nice push kind of from the ground up, because they were saying as well that originally when they started their film festival, they didn't get any support from the city at all. It was just been really them creating and pushing and doing what they did. Like I'm excited and blown away because I jumped out and said that I was going to create this, and then folks came through to fund it. Like that baffles me. That
when you're obedient to God, He aligns everything, He provides everything that you need.
Yeah.
You're trying to do it in 21, it just wasn't time.
Yeah.
But now it's the season. And now you mentioned Pine Bluff. I don't know if you know it or not. I'm from Pine Bluff.
I do. I did. Say again.
Can if I ask you what's the film name, or if I say it, you nod yes or no?
Sure.
Oh, is it called It's Called Life? Okay. I'm in that film.
I know.
I'm like, oh,
look, several people are in that film, and I was like, yeah. Look, when it was submitted for the long form feature category, I was like, I didn't want to say it on social media, but I wanted to post like, now you in 2 different movies on.
Cool. I'm like, okay. Yeah, that's my bro. I'll have to call him after we get done here. So now we kind of talked about it a little bit, but I want to. I'm going to pull the flyer up real brief while I talk, and
All
of
right.
course, if you would just kind of share with us what attendees can expect on next Friday.
Oh
which
wow,
is-
man. It's gonna be a show. First off, when they come in the door and they hit that red carpet, I don't know how many people know Ebony Anderson, Pinky, Miss Pinky.
went to school with her.
Um, she is dynamic and loud and fun and creative and soulful and sassy. She sings. She's amazing.
And she can
And when
act.
it came to my attention that she wanted to be a part of the film festival, I was like, definitely. Like, that's a no-brainer bringer because I know she's going to bring a certain energy from her own standpoint that people uh, will enjoy. I was about to say won't be ready for, but people will enjoy. And so um, we're gonna have an amazing host, Faith Woodard from Channel 11. Agreed back in April to host the show, and I was trying to be very quiet about it the whole time, but then some stuff happened. I was like, well, I better go ahead and say it now.
Mm-hmm.
But then, too, the people that you see there also on the flyer, I can give you almost the order, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I initially had this idea, back before it was even announced, when the year turned over to 2023, I think it was even before 2023. Mariah Hicks, I was, skimming through Facebook and I ran across her page. We had already been friends, but she did this spoken word piece called Words.
Mm-hmm.
And I was blown away. I was like, whoa. And so I contacted her. Say again, I'm sorry.
Be alum. I went to school with her. Pinky is a UAPB alum. So I just want to
Yes.
start it out. Oh, UAPB, who are you rooting for? You. Hey, PB. I had to know that from the start.
Right. And so I contacted her and was like, I know you don't know me like that, but I would love if you would, help me because I've seen what you can do. And I'm creating something that I haven't seen just a singular person. Because again, I didn't have a lot of backing on this. These were the ideas that I had. And I just wanted them to come to fruition. And so I was like, would you help me? She was like, I got you. Like to see a black man doing something like this, no brainer. I'm in right now. And I will be in for the duration and the next year. She said that the first conversation that we had. Um, and then Amanda Hood, it was funny. I was streaming the Little Rock Lightning basketball games a year ago, and they brought her in to sing the national anthem.
Mm-hmm.
And being on the production side, you pay make sure you got your cues and you got everything that needs to be in place, and you're just really focusing on those things. But then she opened her mouth, and I had to look up. It's like, whoa. Funny thing is, like, she's been close to my family for her entire life. And I didn't know that until just a couple days ago, announcing that she was actually going to be in the film festival award show ceremony. Um, and then she sang at my granddad's funeral. Didn't know it, didn't remember it. Things flash forward, and again, what did I say? The post said, soon you will realize God has been connecting the dots the
Mm-hmm.
whole time. Blown again. The how dynamic this is, a lot of folks don't get. They won't get it. And then my brother Michael Eubanks, and um, he came in. actually, funny thing is like we're businessmen, and he's a musician and plays jazz and been playing jazz for over 20 years here in Little Rock since he came back from being in the military. And so initially, like, and I hope this is not bad. Don't get mad at me, Mike, if I say this. But initially, he was going to charge me like his regular fee, and I was like, because I wanted him to do his thing. But then he got a look at how hard I was working behind the scenes to get this thing to happen, and he was like, "Brother, you don't owe me nothing." Whew.
Yeah. Yeah. Pays off. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. Because people don't realize the work that goes into something that may seem so simple. Like I tell people, or they ask me about behind the scenes view things. Like even with my webcast, I don't just pop on and say, "Okay, let's start talking." It's preparation. It's me stalking people Facebook posts, seeing what's going on in their life, researching, finding quotes, gathering statistics. Sometimes having to carve out this time in my schedule every single Thursday, turning down events on Thursdays. My aunt is celebrating her birthday right now as we speak. So a lot of people don't know the behind the scene work. So you may see a film, it may be a short film that's only 11 minutes, but that it probably took 11 days to shoot it. So I definitely get it. And when you have family that can show that appreciation and honor it, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
Because there are some brothers and sisters like, I don't care, this is what I charge. Talk to my manager.
Right.
I have a family member that when I have to reach him, I have to call the secretary.
Right.
So I totally get it. And I appreciate you, Michael Eubanks, for that on behalf of your brother.
Yeah. And so excuse me for that. I didn't.
No excuses needed. I had my Hattie, Miss Hattie from Tyler Perry on here, and I had a moment, and she's like, "You better not try to stop crying. You feel that. You live in that because that's a raw emotion."
Yeah.
Yes. I'm saying the same thing to you.
Yeah.
It's okay to feel.
So, in Coffee, like me and her have been friends for, I don't know. I know her husband more than I know her. And me and Danny, we actually played Little League football together at Sunset. And but I've seen her do her thing. And Coffee is pretty dynamic too. And she's another one of those types of people that just doesn't stop. She's going to do her part to serve people and try to grow people, right? So this is going to be an amazing show. That's all I can say.
And real quick, I got to give a shout out to Coffee. Actually, I moved here in 2006. And I was like, let me try to get in the Little Rock theater scene. And she had a play that was running called Freedom. And they had just performed with the Robinson, but they were recasting, people relocating everything. So she casted me, and I was a murderer in the play. And I stuck around. Next year, I became one of the main characters, and I became the lawyer that represented the murderer that I once played. And we traveled with that. And Coffee, if you're listening or if you're looking, bring back Freedom. We will do it. We're still here. We will do it. And everybody else who was in Freedom, tell the same thing. Because I've done movies with her, Loyalty. We made Freedom a movie. Freedom is a book, and she's definitely an awesome person that has many talents. I mean, she goes from her yoga poses to, speaking, to writing a book, from Medusa to, it's ongoing, to conducting those runs that people can't even think of because I don't do that. But
5Ks, yeah. But see, again, that's kind of the point of all of this, right? Mm-hmm. Because talents like Coffee, who's been in the trenches. Mm-hmm. I wanted her on this show. Mm-hmm. Amanda, like with her voice, you don't see her singing in the nightclubs and out and doing. And I wanted her just because of that. Like there's several other singers out here I probably could have gotten, but I wanted her because like that silent dedication and knowing the talent that you have, but not necessarily getting the spotlight. Yeah,
And
that.
Amanda, I don't want to slight her neither. I know Amanda as well. I was one of the directors on a video that we shot, music
Mhm.
video. That's
Yeah.
my man. I know Amanda Treese.
Right.
Okay. I put two and two together. So I mean,
Right.
I have not heard her sing individually, so that'll be new to me. She was singing with the group, when we did that. I'm looking forward to that as well. But I don't want to make it seem like, oh, I know everybody, and acting funny because my film was in the film festival. Like I don't know Amanda Treese. Who? Yeah.
But see, and that's what I believe that's what is needed more because we all really around each other, right?
Mhm.
And Arpin, Arpin, iron sharpens iron, right?
So true.
Again, I don't see why we can't be the next little Hollywood. I don't, especially from a Black perspective. There's enough of us out here that are creative. And
Right.
then those of us on the production side that really understand it, instead of us kind of, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm over here. If we really got to a point. Now I know Lisa Meyer is doing some stuff with her Pressure Universe thing where she has a lot of different people kind of connected in. But if we could all link up the best of us and work cohesively towards something,
Right.
we can achieve it. Honestly, if anything else nobody gets out of this, just know that it can happen and the people around here will help you. Now, I hear all of the time, ain't nothing but a bunch of haters in Little Rock. It depends on your perspective and it depends on really your perception.
Who you're hanging around.
What are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
there are some haters everywhere
Right.
to a certain degree, but what are you putting out? That's going to make a difference. That's going to make a huge difference. And so I look at, again, the support that has come in the way that it has. Man, look, the venue was not free, right? The shirts and the banners and the flyers and all, none of that is free. And the way some of the people in the business community came in really on the front side, because I knew what they were doing, because it got to a point to where it was this one after that one after that one after that one. And they knew this was after I had announced. So I knew what they were doing. They were supporting. They want some work. They don't want to just give me no money.
Yeah.
But they were supporting. And then on the back half of this thing, where the money was running short, the sponsors came in and just showed out. So, but again, not everybody knew what this was going to turn into. So there was some hesitation and some angst on the front side. Once they actually saw it, and I got to, of course, I had to talk to my sponsors about who were on the ticket. But then actually getting Faith Woodard to say yes, it opened a lot of people's eyes. And again, that's a God thing. And even her name, let me just put that in there. Faith. I mean, well, I'm just saying.
The substance of things
There's a
not seen.
Say again.
I said, faith, rather now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Because most of the time we leave that now off, but it's like now. So
right.
yeah.
and it's like there's a backstory to it, to where she had to fight. She made a There was a backstory to where she chose to honor her word and be
Mhm.
on this film festival
And
because
I
she was being pulled in another direction.
mhm.
I mean, like, again, I've been behind the scenes connecting the dots the whole time. What are you stressing about? This is
Right.
my this is my film festival. Is basically what I feel like he's saying to me.
Mhm.
You're the steward. This is my work.
Right. Right. So I I'm excited, and I
Yeah.
have to give a shout out to my friend Anthony Moore the
Mhm.
third. I knew nothing about the Jubilee Film Festival. I received a text one night said, "Hey, I know you're into films. Here goes." And immediately the next day, I submitted, and it wasn't long after that, I found out that the film was accepted. But I do have to give a shout out to Anthony Moore again. Thank you for always having my back, and that's just
Mhm.
one of the many things that he's had my back on, and just
Right.
supporting my goal, my vision, because I can't see everything. I'm a busybody. I don't sit down.
Right.
So it's good to have friends that are in your corner looking out for you. So I'm
For your interest. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't even care what you do. Like that's your little film mess. I'm not into it, so I don't care. So I'm thankful for that. And just to
Right.
kind of recap, like on June 16th, again, what can people expect? What do we need to wear? Where can we get tickets? How much does it cost? All of that. Let's share that with the potluckers.
All right. Tickets are $100 for VIP, $50 for general admission. It is a black tie event, right? Um, so your gowns that are in the closet that you haven't worn in a while and you want to look spiffy, fellas, grab your tux. I'm thinking about wearing some tennis shoes with my tux. Is that a in vogue thing now? I
Well,
think it kind
that's
of
the
is.
thing now. That's the thing now.
But tux, black suits with a VIP is going to be special. The $100 spent on that will not be wasted. One, everybody in the VIP gets a swag bag that has quite a few nice items in it. But then, while you're in VIP, you will be serenaded through the evening by Michael Eubanks, my brother, saxophonist and vocalist. Um, CBR's catering is actually um, catering the food. I would tell you what it is, but I'm not. I want you to
Right.
actually taste it and understand what you have gotten yourself into. Delta Dirt Distillery, a new Juneteenth um, mixed drink has been created
Hmm.
um, by Aretha's Beverages and Delta Dirt Distillery out of Helena. Delta Dirt Distillery has actually is one of the sponsors. They've donated the vodka and gin that is going to be poured at the event.
Mhm.
Um, so there's going to be free alcoholic beverages and VIP. There's going to be food in VIP. There's going to be music in VIP. And then another one of the sponsors has created a signature scent for the room for
Oh,
the Jubilee Film Festival VIP event.
wow. Talk
We're
about
attacked. Look, the VIP is going to hit them on 4 of their 5 senses.
wow.
We're giving them something. We're creating an experience, and so yeah, and then of course the stage is going to be heavy with spoken word and Amanda's voice and um, the commemoration of a friend through the creation of the Juggernaut
Mhm.
Lifetime Achievement Award and the Juggernaut Lifetime Achievement Award. Um, yeah, so that's what's to be seen at the Jubilee Film Festival inaugural award show.
And where, what site can I purchase tickets?
Right now, you can go to Film Freeway. Well, the easiest route actually is if you're on Facebook, search Jubilee Film Festival Award Ceremony on Facebook. Um, Click that link. From that point, you can buy tickets. If you click on the point where it says get tickets or ticket information, I'm not sure exactly the wording on it,
Mhm.
it will take you directly to Film Freeway where you can purchase your tickets. It's like one done quickly. And that's all you
Oh,
have to do is enter your email and name where you purchase a ticket. Just very similar like it is on Ticketmaster. And you are in there. You will be added to the list. And when you come to the door, just show your ID and there you go.
you're in there, huh? Like somewhere.
Yes, sir.
All righty. And I'm going to put that link in the comment section, so make it easy, a little easier for our people.
Okay.
I'm excited. I have a suit that's on the way. I want to look like I'm a filmmaker that night, so I'm stepping outside what I'm used to. So it's a little bit more fancier than what I normally do, but I'm going to be a filmmaker that night for sure.
That's right.
And also for my potluckers, I'm a man of faith. I just talked about it. I don't beg often, but I put my Cash App down there. So if there's anyone that feels led to bless me with just $100, you can send it to $WLBJR81, and I'll be in there like swimwear. And even if you don't do it, I'll be in there like swimwear. But there's anyone that feels led, you can definitely be a blessing, because I believe you have not because you ask not. And I don't mind asking. God has not given me a spirit of fear. I'll ask what I want to know. So, Mr. Eubanks, I definitely thank you for being with us tonight. I've learned a lot. I've been inspired, because a lot of people dream and it just stays there. It's a dream.
Yeah.
It's that action part and making things happen. And then you've included so many different talents here in Arkansas. Not a Mark Eubanks thing. You're not selfish with it. So I'm thankful to be a part. I know that you have some amazing talent. I mean, I have a relationship with almost everyone that's on the flyer. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I'm gonna go get a fresh haircut. Shower that day. I'll be smelling good. And I'll close this dessert. Did you have something else?
No, I was just, you said you were getting a fresh haircut. I was about to say, I'm trying to decide whether I cover all of this gray up or not, but
don't do it. Don't do it. The reason I say don't do it, mine is not thick as yours. I get this out of control. Now you're a married man. I'm not.
Yeah.
This great. It makes the DMs jump. Yeah. And I even got some mascara when we're doing the color purple and cover mine black. It wasn't the same. No.
Right.
Go ahead and go natural.
Right.
So in closing, I'm going to share with you our dessert, which is popcorn is prepared in the same pot and the same heat and the same oil, and yet the kernels do not all pop at the same time. Right. Don't compare yourself to others. Your turn to pop will come. So there's no need to be hating. There's no need to say, well, I can't talk to him about this because he's a filmmaker and I'm a filmmaker. Now, don't be a fool. Some people will steal your ideas. But don't be afraid to connect or to support. I really believe that in order to be successful in this business, you have to support others. Like I mentioned, Coffee. I've been in her movie. She's been a part of my stuff. She's directed films I've been in. I've been in my friend County Miller's films. He's been in my plays. Stephen Won Young. So you create a community and you support one another. And I think that that's important. I really believe that that night on the 16th will be successful. All of my potluckers, my friends, my family, you say you love me, show up and support me. Get your tickets over there at Film Freeway. Some people say, oh, $100, that's a lot. You waste that at happy hour.
Don't.
And some of y'all waste more than that paying for something that you shouldn't have to pay for, if you know what I mean. So that's just that. If you don't want to do the VIP, $50. Your units are way more than that. So just come out and support an African American brother that is doing a great thing, doing something that's rarely done here. It's the inaugural event. So come out and support. Come out and support, because actually, I really believe that support requires action.
Yeah. And I'll just say this to you folks, you're not going to be disappointed. When you think about, you know this, Warren, when you talk about film arcs, right?
Mhm.
There are ebbs and flows and plateaus, and you got to have a few elements of everything in a show to make it great and dynamic. We have that. We have
Yeah.
that.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. And people, just for clarity, because I was thinking one thing, we're not going to come to the theater and watch 15 hours of films. You're
Oh,
not going to
no.
watch the films there. It's an award ceremony, so I want to be clear. Make sure that was clear. Sometimes you just have to say it. You can't assume.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that kind of came up, but the films have at this point I already know who won, right?
Mhm.
The I didn't judge anything, but all of the judges have done their thing, and they were really done at the beginning of May. So I was just waiting to see if there were any more submissions that might come in. But the awards will actually be here tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal. Good deal. And people, there's no favoritism. I don't know nothing. You're doing some great. I have a platform. I want to invite you to a platform. So if I win, don't tell me, oh yeah, that was rigged, because it was.
Look, he's trying to grease the judges.
Right. You wasn't even the judge. Let's be clear on that. All right. With that being said, I have nothing else. Do you have anything else, Mr. Eubanks?
God, I would really love for you guys to come out and see what God has created. Can't even say that I created what God has created.
All righty. So there you have it, folks. You're from the man himself. Come out to support the Jubilee Film Festival. You won't be disappointed. It's a star-studded black tie event. We're ready to put on some clothes. We've been in the house for the past 2 years. Put your clothes on, put your wigs on, put your high heels on, and make sure you pack some tennis shoes in your bag, and come on out to support this great event. And again, I thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Potluck. I am your master chef, Warren L. Booker Jr. And remember, here at the Potluck, bring whatever you eat. After it's nasty, I'm going to spit it out. I'm going to ask who cooked it. So remember to never put raisins in the potato salad that you bring to the Potluck. With that being said, again, thank you, my sous chef, for tonight, Mr. Marcus Life Too Short Eubanks. And if I don't see you before then, I know I'm gonna see you on Facebook, because you, like me, you post every single day, every 5 minutes, and that's what it's. When you're not there, you can't say that you didn't know. And I'll see you in person for sure on next Friday. So again, thank you for coming on to the show. Thank you for the opportunity, and you have a great night, and be blessed, my brother.
All right, you too, brother. And thank you for having me.
Indeed.